Considering how split the Pokemon community is over the Pokemon Unite announcement, they simply could not have picked a more ironic name for the game if they tried. Also, you know folks are hard to please when the announcement of a free Pokemon game gets people angry. A few days ago, the Pokemon Company announced it would be releasing a new Pokemon Presents event, which is kind of like their Nintendo Direct sort of thing. Well, actually, that would be Pokemon Direct, but lately they're going off-brand with this Pokemon Presents thing. I mean, I don't know. This came exactly a week after another Pokemon Presents full of exciting news for fans of the franchise. New content for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and 3 whole-ass new games. I mean, okay, games. Pokemon Smile, Pokemon Cafe Mix, and the return of goddamn Pokemon Snap more than 20 years after the N64 classic. It's been a long time. Pokemon Company president, look, I don't watch anime, I don't read manga, I don't play JRPGs, I don't listen to J-Rock. I have 0 frame of reference for Japanese pronunciation, so I know I'd f this up. So let's just do this. Pokemon Company president, this guy, teased there was a big project still to be unveiled and that he'd show us what he meant in a week's time. The internet, being, of course, the internet, started to see patterns where there were none and to hype themselves up to a fever pitch, Michael Scott style, over basically nothing. For instance, going over the video of the presentation, some users thought that the Pokemon plushes behind President that guy meant that we were getting new Let's Go titles, this time based in the Johto region games. And yes, I will remind you that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were originally met with massive disappointment by a large chunk of Pokemon fanboys who expected something more for no reason. That is a pattern I will not blame you for noticing. Some websites added to the rumor mill by saying, hey, maybe it's a Diamond and Pearl remake based on literally nothing other than the, well, some people wanted that, therefore it is that line of reasoning. By now, of course, you know this big project isn't a return to Johto and it isn't a Sinnoh region remake. Instead of those retreads, we are getting something entirely new in the Pokemon universe of games, a MOBA, an acronym I absolutely know what it means, and that word, which again I'm very familiar with and use all the time, stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Now, MOBAs aren't really my cup of tea, which is kind of weird because they are, 1, so perfectly suited for portable play, and 2, they have that real-time strategy DNA, and I am a lifelong RTS fanatic. But for some reason, they never quite clicked for me. Maybe the MOBAs I tried were too busy looking and scared my casual ass away. Or it has something to do with the fact that every MOBA I've ever played had that medieval fantasy setting, which, look, let me just put it this way. If you ever heard me saying that I don't care for Lord of the Rings, now you know why. That genre just doesn't do anything for me. The exceptions are Magic the Gathering and Heroes of Might and Magic, both of which I've devoted a good chunk of my life to playing as much as humanly possible while somehow preventing myself from getting any good at them. It's a tough balancing act. I swear to God, if you don't honor my last wishes for a Magic the Gathering / Heroes of Might and Magic themed funeral, I am haunting everybody. I'll be putting in overtime to scare your Tinder dates away. You're gonna be bringing some girl home and I'm gonna be like, run away, he's not gonna call you, and his dick smells anyway. This is getting wildly off track and less family friendly by the second. I still got rent to pay, so let's back it up a little bit. Anyway, Pokemon fanboys were expecting something they've played before, were instead shown something totally different, which is also free, by the way, and that they're perfectly welcome to just not play, a week after being shown 3 new Pokemon titles and additional content for a mainline Pokemon game that came out only 7 months ago. And of course, they reacted like this is the gaming equivalent to 9/11. So, was the outrage justified? I ask rhetorically. Look, I get it. You guys wanted something more traditional, and slapping a Pokemon skin on some mobile-grade free-to-play League of Legends knockoff was bound to piss some people off. Gamers aren't exactly known for their patience after all. I mean, if we were, gameplay skipping microtransactions wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar industry. And while we're on the subject, yeah, free-to-play comes with a bit of a caveat. It's actually free to start, whatever the hell that actually means. Considering this is a Tencent join we're talking about, there's going to be some form of in-app purchases, which, when you think about it, microtransactions, in-app purchases, it's kind of like the Nickelback of the gaming industry. Everybody claims to hate it, but everybody can't really hate it, otherwise it wouldn't be so popular, right? Anyway, I'm gonna go against the grain here, and I thought Pokemon Unite looked pretty cool. I'm really digging the cell phone / Switch crossplay, and I actually wish more games had that. Not to mention being able to play a game on my phone and then continue using the same account on the Switch, which, okay, granted, hasn't been confirmed yet, but it seems like a given because that's how these types of games usually work, right? And I like that a lot. I like the idea of playing a game on my Switch and then also being able to jump into it when I'm out and about and I don't have my console on me. I can continue playing on my phone and keep building towards the stuff that I want to unlock. So when I go back home, all my progress is there. It just follows me wherever I go. I like that. One of my favorite games of all time, Stardew Valley, is a game that I always wish had that exact same feature. Then again, it is a very useful online feature that makes a lot of sense, so we can safely bet on Nintendo not implementing it. And hold your comments. I know that technically it's the Pokemon Company and not Nintendo per se, but have you looked a little closer? Enhance. The Pokemon Company is just Nintendo with extra steps. If cross progression doesn't happen, and you know, being that it's Nintendo, there's a good chance it won't, I'm gonna put it on them. Either by design or omission, this will be another one for their horrible online feature track record. And I get that some people take offense at the fact that the Pokemon Company refer to this as a big project, when it's really just yet another cell phone MOBA that, as these things go, is really aimed at the Chinese market, where these things go absolute gangbusters until they use the game for some kind of pro-Hong Kong protest. Have you stopped to think that maybe they mean this is a big project for them? In that, well, it's a competitive mobile game with microtransactions made by the same winning team behind the incredibly successful Call of Duty Mobile. A game that, let me say this again because it bears repeating, is huge. Yeah, this is a big deal. It is a big project. For them, for the brand, for the stock. Okay, well, fine. Maybe not for the stock right now, but wait until everyone you know is buying potions or berries or dresses or whatever the digital consumables Tencent bakes into this thing. I just wanted on the record that because of this video, I had to Google the words Pikachu wearing a dress, just in case my search history is ever used against me. Look, they say it's a big project because they want you to share the excitement, and after all, it's yet another way for you to f people up with a Charizard. I know for a fact you spent the very limited amount of money that touched your hands when you were kids to do that with these things back in school. So you're telling me that now that that can be had for free, you're not even gonna try? I call your bluff, and the inevitable 100 million downloads this thing gets within a few months of being released is the whatever poker metaphor that proves that I'm right. And look, let's be honest here for a moment. Odds are, if they did announce new Let's Go titles, you guys would freak out and say that the first ones were watered down distractions from the new mainline games anyway. Sinnoh remakes would likely face the same backlash because you guys are just never happy. Remember when you hated on Let's Go because it's not Sword and Shield? Then Sword and Shield came out and you guys complained about that too? Then they announced something totally new and free, and you're like, no, you know what? Give us more of that Let's Go that we hated the first time around. That's what we want now. And let me just say this, okay? Your skepticism of the whole free-to-play model in general, and Tencent specifically, is 100% justified. Be it their ties to the Chinese government, or how they are apparently in a mad dash to own all of gaming. I'm not gonna sit here and say that you're paranoid for not wanting to partake in another one of their offerings, But I will say I had an incredible amount of fun playing COD Mobile with friends and family. So that, of course, is what I think. What do you think about this announcement? Pokemon Unite, a MOBA, a free-to-play or free-to-start MOBA that you can play on your Switch, on your phone. There's cross-play between the two. I mean, it looks fun. It looks fun. And I'm not even a MOBA guy. Maybe it's just because this is the first MOBA that's not, you know, wizards and spells and staffs and shit. Like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Don't hate me. I'm gonna try it. What do you think? As always, let me know in the comments down below. I'm finally back. It's been a minute since I made one of these videos. I'm sorry I have two channels. As you know, I have to split my attention between, I got plates spinning at the same time. It's crazy here. Follow me on social media. I'm very active over there. I love hearing from you guys. I hate those influencers that have their social media, but they don't really interact with people who follow them. I try to make a point to interact with people who respond to them. So follow me, both Instagram and Twitter. Links down below. As you know, that thing we all say, hit buttons, subscribe, hit the bell, help me with the algorithm, etc., and so on and so forth. That's all the time I have for today. I'm Izzy, and I'm done.